Hello, and welcome to a Let's Study video on programming principles and practice using C++, 3rd edition. Today we will be working through Chapter 3 on computations exercises. So we have exercise 1. If you haven't already, do the try this exercises from this chapter. We have already completed all the try these sections from this chapter in the previous videos. I'm not sure which one. It'll be chapter 3. I think I split chapter 3 into part 1 and part 2. But if you want to see all the try these, that's in that video. So we have exercise number 2. Write a program that reads a string from input and then, for each character read, prints out the character and its integer value on a line. Okay, that's pretty simple. I can just bring that over here. So let's open up Visual Studio. Hold on. Let me rescale the screen so it's a little easier for other people to read. So we'll open up Visual Studio 2022 Community Edition. We want to create a new blank or empty C++ project. We'll name this PPP3 underscore exercise underscore what are we looking for? This is chapter 3 and this is number 2, so exercise 3.2. Then we want to go to source, right click source, add a new item on main.cpp. And then we want to go to our project settings, right click, go to properties, C/C++, general, scan sources for module dependencies to yes, language standard to latest, build ISO C++ standard library to yes, apply these changes, and then we can begin coding. So let's write a comment. This program completes exercise 3.2. And we want to import the standard module. We want to use the namespace standard just to save us some writing. We of course need a main function, and on good execution we want to return 0. And so the question is, I'll bring it back up full screen. We're working on number 2. Write a program that reads a string from input and then for each character read prints out the character and its integer value on a line. Okay. Now, shrink that down. I think I'll just hide it. Okay. So, get a string, print out on for each character given in that string, print it out on a line with its integer value. Okay. So then, well, we need a string. So let's get a string. Let's call it just str. Let's prompt the user. Please provide a string. And then let's use cin and the get from operator to get our string. And then after we get this string, we want to iterate over it. And what we can do is we can use a for range function to go through every character in the string using this for range structure. And so a string is made of characters, as you can see. And we can use that to our advantage to then get each character that's in the string. That's what this means. Oh, this line means for each character in string. That's, yep. And so we can print out C, separate it with space, and then go to string. Not string. We want to print out the integer value of the character. And so a way to do that is we will convert it from a character to an int, in which case, and then print that. We can do it like this, I think. That's a C style sort of conversion, which might not be the best way. Now, it hasn't maybe what we can do is this. It's probably even more hacky. We can add 0 to C, and that will promote C, the character, to an integer, and then we'll print the integer. But since we're adding 0, it won't. I mean, that's even more hacky than doing this. I'm trying to think of how the book wants us to complete this without... We haven't been shown... In this book, we haven't been shown yet how to change from one type to another. And we need the value of character. I don't know, maybe it's expecting us to be able to just figure out how to convert from one to another. Hold on. No. It looks like we have been told in the book, and I have forgotten, as is the case. Let's just try this. Use a loop to write out a table of characters and their corresponding integer values. Okay, so I've already done this, apparently. So let's try to find that program. PPP, try this. Mirroring, name and age. First program, currency, paper, this. Well, I'm not seeing it. That's odd. Okay. Let me... Sorry, I was hiding it. Super professional. The best. Only the best. Okay, so... If my solution works, then what's the problem? The problem is that the book might want us to do a certain method of doing it. And if a professor is going off of the book, they might want it done that way as well. Interesting. Oh, okay. I know how we did it. So instead of converting... Oh, sorry. My apologies. Instead of converting int c, well, car c into an int in one line, we did it in 2 lines. We have an int cint, I guess you would call it. And then cint equals c. And then we print it out here. So that, I guess, is better. It's a little more explicit. Okay, let's give this a go. So this is hello. HELLO. Okay. Now let's check those values. Do we need to check those values? I doubt we need to check those values, so we will not. We will assume that these values are correct. Okay, I think that completes. So I think that completes question 2. Come on, focus. Focus. There you go. Gosh. Focus. Focus. Alright, I'm taking away its focusing privileges. Switching to manual. There we go. Now it won't autofocus and brake. Once I get a better camera, I think it will help. Okay, so we finished question 2. Now let's move on to question 3. If we define the median of a sequence as a number so that exactly as many elements come before it in the sequence as come after it, fix the problem in section 6.3 of chapter 3 so that it always prints out a median. Hint, a median need not be an element of the sequence. Not confusing at all. Okay, well, let's get the program. Let's get the program from section 6.3, chapter 3, and start from there. Okay, so let me. Here we go. So we have int main. We have a vector of doubles called temps. We get a variety of temps from the user, and then we perform some average on it, but we're not worried about the average. We're worried about this, in which case we sort temps, and then we grab the median right here. And the median here is defined as the index, which is half of the size or the size divided by 2, and then that's integer division by 2. So what does it mean? What does the question mean when it always prints out a median, and hint, a median need not be an element of the sequence? That doesn't make any sense, particularly. Okay. To calculate a median, a value chosen so that half of the values are lower and the other half are higher. Okay. Let's Google this. What is the median of odd number of for an even number set? Ah, here we go. The median is the average of these two middle values. Okay, so if we have 3 and 4, it's both of them. Oh! Okay, that's a lot easier to think about. Okay, so let's get this program. Okay, so we're going to save this program because we finished it. This was for question 2. Save, and now we could just hit new project. We want an empty C++ project. This will be ppp underscore exercise 3.3. Enter. We want to do our usual stuff. We want to add a new item, main.cpp. We want to go to our project properties. Make sure we scan for module dependency to yes. Change our language standard, our C++ language standard to latest, and build ISO C++ 23 standard library to yes. Apply these. Let's add a comment. This program completes exercise 3.3. So we want to, of course, import std. Let's use the namespace std for convenience. We will need a main. We always want to return 0 on good output or good process. We need a sequence. What is a sequence? Do we need a sequence? Okay, sorry. Let's look at the program. Alright, so I'm just going to copy this right in. So we have a vector doubles called temps, and for double temp cn. It's a very complicated for loop right there. We want to, so for, we initialize a double temp, a double called temp. Sorry, let me get my pointer out here. So we have a vector of doubles called temps, and now for a double named temp, so we initialize a double temp, and then for this for loop, because there's no iterator, well, the iterator, never mind, ignore that. Because our condition is that we got a value, we got a double from input, this will continuously loop until we provide invalid input to temp. So as long as we're getting doubles, we're processing this loop, and in this loop, we are adding this temp to temps via the pushback member function. And the iterator is blank because it has no purpose. Because the iterator, normally the iterator is affecting our conditional statement here, but because it's it has no iterative necessarily needed, there is no iterator. Okay. Alright. So we compute median temperature. So median temperature. So we want to use ranges. Let that sort. I'll be bringing it back soon. Okay. Alright, let's go into our code. So, ignore this error that shows up. IntelliSense thinks that there's an error, but this will build and this will work. Obviously, something is amiss with that. Oh, my dinner is getting cold. Let me get this done really quickly. Okay, so we sort the temps, and then we get the values. So we want to do two things. So if the size is even, we want to do the split. If it's odd, we can do it the easy way. Median So if there's an odd number of elements, we just gotta grab that this middle value that is in the middle. But as we just looked up, the median of the average of two middle values. So if we have an even number of data values, we want to take the average between the two middle ones. Okay. So then, what would be the middle one? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is 6th number of elements. 6 divided by 2 equals 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So it would grab 4. So we want to minus 1, and we want to grab the index before it as well. Okay, so grab this here. So instead of it being just this value, we want to grab the value before it. So we want to subtract this index by 1. We want to add these together. And then, because we added 2 of them together, we divide by 2 to get the average. 2. Alright, so let's give this a shot. Looks like we never prompted for input. Key route. Please provide temperatures. So let's do 1, 2, 3. And then the vertical bar to exit. And now we're doing the median temperature is 2, which this works. So that's the middle element, and we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 elements, an odd number of elements, so we grab the middle, which is just 2. Easy peasy. Now let's try 1, 2, 3, 4. And so we got 2.5 because we have 2 and 3 in the average. So 2 plus 3 equals 5, and divided by 2 elements, 2.5 is our median. I think that completes so this is, let's add a comment because it's a little less than number of elements. Take the average of middle elements. Not take, but let's print the average. Print the middle elements. Okay. I think that's enough comments for this one. And I think that answers our question. Okay, so I think that is exercise 1, 2, and 3 done. My dinner is getting cold, so I'll stop the video here. I'll very much prefer smaller videos for the time being, because I have a very tight schedule. So I'll be hopping in, record an exercise or 2, just like I did, and then, getting off. I'll send out these videos, and you'll see them. As always, please like the videos if you like the video. Encouraging comments are super awesome. I very much appreciate them. If I've made a mistake, a very egregious mistake, please let me know. I'll re-record or add a correction video into the playlist for said corrections. And as always, please subscribe for more videos, and because these are continuously going to be coming out and you don't want to miss them. Thank you for watching, and good night.